Hi, my name is Alicia. I'll be your guide for magnetic circuit. Magnetism. Poles of a magnet. The magnet will then come to rest north-south direction. The end of magnet pointing north is called north pole of the magnet, while the end pointing towards south is called the south pole. The poles of a magnet cannot be separated. If a bar magnet is broken into two parts, each part will be a complete magnet with poles at its ends. No matter how many times a magnet is broken, each piece will contain N pole at one end and S pole at the other. The two poles of a magnet are of equal strength. The strength is represented by M. Magnetic field. It surrounds a magnet and exerts force on other magnets. A magnetic field is strongest close to the magnetic poles and weaker as they move further from the poles. Its fields can be produced by moving electric charges. Magnetic line. The field around a magnet is represented by imaginary lines called magnetic lines of force. Magnetic flux. The amount of magnetic field produced by a magnetic source is called magnetic flux. The SI unit of magnetic flux is Weber. The magnetic flux density is the flux per unit or at right angles to the flux. Flux density B equals to Weber per meter square. Magnetomotive force MMF. The MMF is the ability of a coil to produce magnetic flux. MMF equals to N dot I. Unit of MMF is ampere turns. Magnetic flux intensity is the MMF per unit length along with the path of flux. Magnetic flux intensity equals to MMF by length. Classification of magnetic material. Ferromagnetic material. The relative permeabilities of these materials are much greater than unity and are dependent on the field strengths. For example, iron, cobalt, and nickel. Paramagnetic material. These have relative permeability slightly greater than unity and are magnetized slightly. For example, aluminium, platinum, and oxygen. Diamagnetic material. The relative permeability of these materials is slightly less than unity. For example, bismuth, silver, copper. Permeability of any material is a measure of ease with which the atoms can be arranged. It is also defined as the ability of a material to concentrate magnetic flux and after little opposition to the flux lines. The symbol of permeability is the Greek letter mu. Mathematically, Henry by meter. Reluctance, the opposition that the magnetic circuit offers to flux is called reluctance. Its unit is ampere turns by Weber. Reluctance equals to mmf by flux. Permeance is the reciprocal of reluctance is known as permeance. Permeance equals to 1 by reluctance. It is measured by Weber by ampere turns or Henry. Faraday's law. First law. When the flux linking a conductor or coil changes, an EMF is induced in it. Second law. The magnitude of induced EMF in a coil is equal to the rate of change of flux linkages. Lenz's law. An induced current will flow in such a direction so as to oppose the cause that produces it. Statically induced EM. Self-induced. Self-induced EMF is the EMF induced in the coil due to the change of flux produced by linking with its own turns. Mutually induced EMF. The EMF induced in a coil due to the change of flux produced by another neighboring coil linking to it is called mutually induced EMF. Dynamically induced EMF. Consider a single conductor of length L meters moving at right angle to a uniform magnetic field of Weber per meter square with a velocity of meter per second. Suppose the conductor moves through a small distance dx in dt seconds. Then area swept by the conductor is Lx dx E equals to B into L into V volts. If the conductor moves at angles theta to the magnetic field, then the velocity at which the conductor moves across the field is V sin theta. Then E equals to BLV sin theta. The phenomenon of lagging of flux density behind the magnetizing force is in a magnetic material subjected to the cycles of magnetization of is known as magnetic hysteresis. Hysteresis loop. It is considered as unmagnetized iron bar AB would with N turns the magnetized force H equal to Ni by L produced by this solenoid can be changed by varying the current through the coil. We shall see that when the iron piece is subjected to one cycle. Hi, my name is Alicia. With this, you complete your Unit 9 of Electrician trade. Now you know all the concepts related to magnetic circuit.